Okay, so if you guys didn't know, I felt like it was kind of, I guess, necessary to make this video because Murata himself has kind of basically confirmed that he's working on a brand new chapter because on his Twitter, he was talking about, working on the new panels for the new chapter and all that artwork and, all that good stuff. So I feel like, it's kind of, I guess, fitting for me to make a prediction video like a week before the chapter actually drops because we know that One Punch Man chapters tend to drop around like Fridays or Saturdays, depending on where you live. The time zones definitely differ, but yeah, just at least we're getting a new chapter before Christmas because at one point I was pretty convinced that we weren't actually going to get a chapter until like, next year, which would not be the best to say the least. But apart from that, as you guys can tell by the title, in this video, we're going to be talking about chapter 155 and what I think could happen in the next chapter and the many different scenarios that we could see happen in chapter 155 of the manga. But before we get into the video, make sure you leave a like and subscribe to the channel because if you guys can't tell already by one glance at my channel, I love One Punch Man, and if you like One Punch Man, then this channel is definitely for you. But apart from that, let's just get into the video. Now, there's different scenarios I want to talk about because the next chapter could be many different things. But of course, let's start off with the obvious ones first, and that's the possible matchups that could happen in the next fight, or the next chapter rather. And I've actually made multiple videos, kind of, but not like a full-on prediction video. I made a video about how current Garo versus Platinum S will be legendary. I also made a video on if Saitama could fight in the next chapter, so you can check those videos out after you've watched this one. But I feel like in the next chapter I feel like we will definitely get like, I guess, the setup for the matchups that could happen in the next chapter or the next couple of chapters. And in regards to those matchups, I feel like the most likely matchup, I'm pretty sure we can all agree, is probably this form of Garo versus Platinum S, and maybe Flashy Flash coming in. Flashy Flash may interfere and maybe it could be kind of like a three-way battle, which would also be pretty cool. Maybe we could also see Saitama face off against Evil Natural Water because in my Will Saitama fight in 155 of the manga, I actually said that, Saitama would probably face Evil Natural Water if anything, because I feel like it's a little bit too early for like Saitama to fight any of like the main big boys of this arc, like Platinum S and current Garo and all that good stuff. So maybe Saitama could maybe be preoccupied with Evil Natural Water because we know Evil Natural Water is like it's kind of like a complicated monster. You can't just kill him. You kind of either need to, I guess, dissolve him or like evaporate him. And if Saitama was to punch Evil Natural Water probably wouldn't die, but would, splatter into like many different, I guess, molecules, and maybe Evil Natural Water could merge back together, and that could entertain Saitama for the time being, whilst Flashy Flash, Platinum S and Garo are all doing like a three-way fight. I feel like that would be a pretty interesting, I guess, matchup. But I feel like the three-way fight is pretty complicated because I feel like a three-way fight, like, it would be a bit too, I guess, hectic, and it will be a bit too chaotic. So maybe we might see Platinum S versus current Garo first, whilst Flashy Flash like checks up on the other heroes, despite that's not really Flashy Flash's character. Like, Flashy Flash wouldn't normally check up on the heroes. Flashy Flash would probably just take care of like the enemies and just leave the battle scene. But I guess maybe Flashy Flash kind of realizes that this situation isn't regular and these monsters are definitely no joke and are probably stronger than himself, so he'll have to take precautions and just be a lot more wary than he usually is. So I feel like that's definitely one scenario. But I feel like another scenario is we could go back to maybe Psychos and see how Psychos is doing, because we haven't been to Psychos in a very long time. The last time we saw Psychos was when like Tatsumaki and Genos and Drive Knight was trying to chase her down before she can escape, and we saw that they actually didn't succeed. Psychos did end up escaping, so maybe we could see her in the next chapter. And this might be a little bit of a spoiler, but I guess spoiler warning for webcomic spoilers, but we do know that, Fubuki and, Psychos do have kind of like a past together, if you guys have read the webcomic. So we will see that eventually, but I feel like in the next chapter we could see that, especially because we haven't seen Fubuki in quite a long time. And we might just have to do a little bit of a catch up with those two, and maybe Psychos and Fubuki can have their big, confrontation with each other, and all of that could happen. But of course we could go back to Bang and see how Bang is doing with Bomb in a different, in a completely different area of the battlefield, because we saw that Garo just straight up, pretty much teleported to where King was with Platinum S and Evil Natural Water and the rest of the heroes, and he just we know what Garo did. Garo went completely crazy. So maybe we could see, Bang and Bomb kind of, I guess just talk about how Garo actually, defended, them from, Vomited Fury Ugly. And we could maybe see, I guess, the last words of Vomited Fury Ugly, because in the last chapter, I guess it wasn't too clear that he fully died, but I guess it was, I guess we can all kind of guess that, Vomited Fury Ugly probably died. Like, Vomited Fury Ugly is not surviving like a hyper speed kick from, current form Garo. It's just not happening. So maybe we could see, as I said, the last few words from Vomited Fury Ugly, but I'm not too sure how many of us actually care about Vomited Fury Ugly. I mean, he's been pretty, I guess he's been pretty persistent in this arc, but I don't think he was ever like an important character in any way, shape or form. The only interesting part of him was the fact that he wasn't included in the webcomic, and maybe he may have served a greater purpose in the manga, but in the end he just served as a way to show how strong this new form of Garo is. So yeah, Vomited Fury Ugly can die. I honestly don't really care about him right now, but apart from that, I feel like those are the main scenarios that could happen in the next chapter, because that's kind of everything that's happening right now. Or maybe we could go back to God, but that's pretty unlikely because God has kind of already done his whole thing for this arc. So I don't think we will see God again until maybe in future arcs. But that's pretty much it for for this video, to be honest. Those are just my scenarios that I feel like could happen in the next chapter, and I feel like it's pretty likely these things could happen. And I especially think that we might switch to Psychos and Fubuki. That's like the scenario I'm banking on that will happen in the next chapter. But apart from that, that's pretty much it. If you liked the video, make sure you leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you are new. And apart from that, I will see you in my next video.